Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of hermits and crafting. And we are once again flying on through Scarlandia because we are back at my base to finally finish all the amazing details here, and I am super excited because you guys have been giving me some absolutely incredible ideas in the hashtag city designs in the comments, and I'm very excited. So what I'm working on is a whole bunch of secret things. I'm not going to divulge those quite yet, but we've got some really cool plans today, and I just love flying through this place because it's very much designed for elytra wings, right? Maybe that's why I have so many miles accumulated here on the server, but it's just a really fun place to fly through. You head through the tunnels and reach for the BFR, flying off the Cubs base, fully attached with cat supplies. So new revenue source here in the city to fund all these buildings and fountains down below. It's called Cat Prime. No need for Amazon Prime these days when you got your Cat Prime. Cat Prime delivers in 4 hours. That's right. That's the length of travel for the BFR, so it can hop to different bases for all the hermits and their cat needs. Say they need some cat gravel. Say they need some food. Potentially the cat needs a little pick-me-up, a little catnip. Got it on Cat Prime. That's right. Cat Prime is the new Amazon Prime here on the HermitCraft server. Oh man, I want Cat Prime. I think it would be absolutely amazing. But anyway, guys, like I said, welcome back. And I'm just flying through here because I am so excited to finally be back here in the city. And if you are also, hit that like button because we got some amazing plans to be back here in the city, having some super awesome fun building these skyscrapers. So today we're going to finish off potentially the residential district of the city. So if you're familiar with the general layout of the city, this area over here is very residential in terms. You can notice the characteristics of the buildings are very kind of apartment condo-ish in design with the windows and certain placements of them. So this area right here has been bugging me. It's very boring, it's very flat, and it's in need of another skyscraper. But a skyscraper unlike any other, it's a design that I'm quite excited about because it's a very green, modern in nature building. So when you think of a lot of buildings of today, there's a lot of glass. There's a lot of like, plant life growing off the sides of it. That's what we're going to tackle today. It's a very unique design, and I think it'll complement these buildings, especially its unique design. It's not going to be as tall as these buildings, but it'll make up for its height with incredible detail of the design, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Now, there's one other little problem here in ScarCity that I've been neglecting and maybe purposely neglecting, and we're going to fix that today. We've got a situation here with the Mambo garage door that needs to be addressed immediately, so we're gonna head on over to the community area and place a book in Mambo's shop and ask him for some warranty services, because I don't know if you guys knew, but this is covered with the end of season warranty. It's true. I didn't just make that up at all. So let's head over to Mambo's door shop. Welcome back to the community area, which I am super excited to say is finally finished. And after all the work that we've put in to this area over the last year, it's just amazing to finally say that it is done and we can kind of walk through here and be proud of the work we've all done together, which is absolutely amazing. And I could not have done this whole thing without you guys. So thank you so much for all the encouragement and all the inspiration in terms of getting this whole thing finished. And anything that I've ever make is never quite finished when I say it is. There's definitely some more work I'm going to do, and we're going to do that on Twitch. So make sure you're definitely following me on Twitch and on Twitter to be notified when I go live over the weekend. And we're going to be working on some of the crops and of course some of the abandoned buildings, different things along those lines. But one thing I have been working on off camera is just adding more trees. So I'm adding more of the oak trees in the dead space between the dirt level and the start of the kind of the canopy of the spruce trees. So just filling in that area, making it feel a little bit more foresty and a little more bushy. So I think that is coming out pretty cool. So let's head down into the community area, and we've got to stop off at Cub Fan's brand new door. Look at this. He has come up big time with the design of this door. Like, I'm blown away by this because I asked for a piston door and he came up and just built this amazing thing. Look at this. Look at it. I don't even know how this is even possible in Minecraft, and also I broke it. Yes, it's true. It's true. I think the first step in recovery truly is admitting that you have a problem and you break piston doors. And I fully admit that I break them. And I will say that right now. I am seeking help and recovery, so please help me. I broke a block by mistake, and now there's this one kind of hanging out right here. Cub fan, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I break piston doors. It's just a thing. I promise I'm gonna work on this. I want to be better. I'm working on being better. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can break Mambo's piston door here. Nope, look at that. We're pros now. Anyway, guys, so we need to seek Mambo's warranty services for the CDF door. So let's write ourselves a book and see if we can get him to help us out. Welcome back, and we've got our warranty forms filled out and ready to go, so let's take a quick read of them. Hey, Mambo, I'm requesting warranty services for the garage door built at my base in the CDF tower. It's just a bit of wear and tear. Scar. And that's true. It's a bit of wear and tear. And, you know, I didn't want to scare him off. I've admitted I have a problem, but, you know, I just wanted to be gentle with it, right? So there we go. Hopefully we can get Mambo to stop by and just, you know, oil the door, add a little duct tape around the edges, and then we'll be all set once again. So let's head back to Scarlandia and start working on our brand new skyscraper. Welcome back to Scarlandia, and I've been looking for any alternative build locations for our tower today. So we're probably going to build it in this location, but I wanted to see if there was anywhere else throughout the city that might be a little bit better. So this is a location over by the spaceport, because something needs to go in this location, and I don't want it to be super tall because of the spaceport there. So it's definitely a good location. Now we of course are on top of Sugar Baron Tower right here. And this location I was thinking about, but it's definitely too small for it. I might do wind turbines across here, so that actually might be really, really cool. And of course, way over there by Dueling Towers, we could potentially do it there. But I think in the end, this is our best location. I've been going a little bit back and forth, of course, and I feel like if we do it over here, it fits in with the residential. The downside wouldn't be that it might be a little jammed in this location, and then we'll leave this area right here kind of blank, which still might actually be okay because it's kind of a green space, you know, maybe it's a little bit of a park. We got some trees, things along those lines. So in the end, I think it's probably good. I was considering doing it on another angle, so reversing the angle and going across here like that. But I think this is potentially our best option for the design. And I just noticed, I forgot to fix the pool still. Okay, I'm gonna for sure fix that by the end of this video. Keep me honest, guys. Make sure I do that, okay? So yeah, I think this is gonna be a good location. Those pillars don't really represent the exact size of the build. I kind of miscounted, but they serve their purpose. They serve their purpose. All right, so let's look at our details here. So for the windows, we are going to be using ice. So we're replacing glass, of course, with ice. So that's going to go really well. And then we got our leaves for our very, very cool decorative details we're going to be adding. And then a lot of the tower is going to be green, but covered with leaves. So it's going to be super sweet. And a little bit of cyan. And that's actually going to be our main structural block. And then, of course, we are going to be using the white as a decorative block mixed in with all of the leaves. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. And, oh, here it is. And then, of course, the balconies are going to be made out of dark oak. And the kind of banisters are going to be of white stained glass. And I think that's going to be very nice. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. So let me start actually putting down real dimensions and we can finally start building. Finally, after a lot of work of designing and coming up with the layout and then clearing the land, we are ready to roll with our build. So let's fly over here to our test design. So this is kind of a test of the pillars that are going to be on the corners of the build. So we have our cyan and we have a little bit of our green. Actually, I'm going to put this right there. So when we do bring down water to concretify this, the water gets caught and it doesn't ruin all of the landscaping across here. There we go, thinking ahead on that one. So yeah, this is kind of a basic design. Now, this of course is going to be the front, and I think I'm going to change this once we get through this a little further, because this needs to be an entranceway. So we need to think about that. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit because I wasn't quite anticipating. I'm like, all right, I got the design. And then right as I was starting the clip, I'm like, where do you go into the building at? But we'll get there eventually. So how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing very fine. I am quite well myself. I am very excited to get back to Scarlandia, start building here, and I've got a whole bunch of new series coming, and it's kind of daunting. So I'm quite excited about these, but they're also quite daunting because my health's been a little bit shaky lately. So I'm just trying to be a little bit careful with my health right now. And yeah, so I just got to be a little bit careful, but lots of cool stuff is coming to the channel, and I am very excited about that. So now we're moving into the window section right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that up to about 3, and I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 1 block higher than normal. The reason being is that these lower level, I need to do our little balcony piece here with dark chocolate. So everything above this one is going to be 6 instead of 7, okay? So remember that, because I'm probably going to forget that. There we go. So we're going to run that out, and we're going to grab ourselves a little bit of ice, and we're going to bring this upwards like so, and eventually we'll take out... Oh, what in the world? Oh, shoot. I should have anticipated that. A professional Minecrafter would have. But nobody has ever accused me of that. There we go. Speaking of being not a professional at anything, but somewhat better than I was anyway, is at Fortnite. I've gotten a little bit better at the game thanks to my friend. He has taken me on his back and taught me the ways. And I got a squad wipe yesterday with a purple silence pistol. I took out 4 people at Tilted Towers. They were coming up the staircase after me. They had landed down below and I was at the top, and I hear it. I hear this, and I'm like, oh no, oh no. I just have this pistol. And I run to the stairs as they're coming up, and I'm just and just a whole bunch of commotion. I killed them all. I was actually very pleased, and I was quite surprised also. But it was my first squad wipe, so I'm getting a little bit better at Fortnite. Are any of you guys Fortnite fans? I like Fortnite. Fortnite's actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed PUBG. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I was very, very poor at it. So you could imagine, if you could see me play Fortnite, and then you can imagine, wow, so you're worse at PUBG. I almost want to see this. But I actually really enjoy it, and it's quite a bit of fun. And let's see, am I making sure that's right? Yeah, perfect, beautiful. I think it's a really unique game, and I want to speak about that for a minute, is that, as of course you know, that it's a free-to-play game. It's a game that you can download on many different devices. You can even download it on a Mac and your phones, and it's free. And it's so strange is that I want to give it money because it is so good and so well made for a free game that I'm willing to buy a season pass just to kind of give back to the developers for making such an awesome game. Like, that's the first time I've ever said that. Let's see, that's 4, 5, 6, 7 with any free-to-play game ever. And man, sometimes there's certain unnamed FPSs that I'm like, I want my money back because this is terrible. This is the same thing over and over and over again, and I just spent a lot of money on this. Whereas this is like a free-to-play game that I legitimately am willing to give them money. I also really wanted that glider, the space shuttle kind of glider that you fly into, but I was not going to spend money on that. But I'll buy the season pass. So here's a little trick that I learned. Here's a Fortnite trick. All right, if you buy the season pass and you build up your V-Bucks, right, and you save those V-Bucks, it's like unlimited season pass. You just buy it the next time it comes around. You just save up the... No! You just save up the V-Bucks, and boom, there you go. You've got your season pass next time the next season comes rolling around. And that's a pro tip with Scar. I'm sure that's common knowledge, but I just figured it out and wanted to share. All right, my friends, we're almost all the way across, and this is getting me super, super excited about this design. So that kind of leads me to a question for you is, what are you guys playing right now? What's a game that you guys are playing besides Minecraft? You guys are out there mining and crafting, I get that. But is there anything else you guys are playing? For me, I've played Far Cry, which I quite enjoyed, and I still do. That game is interesting because I have honestly jumped on tires in that game and thought it was going to put me up onto the building like in Fortnite. If you jump on a tire, it launches you into the air. So in Far Cry 5, I see a tire over there and I jump and I'm like, boo. What? Oh no. I'm just like, oh, how could I have been fooled? But yeah, I want to know from you guys in the comments, like, what are you guys playing at the moment? And if there's anything you guys actually want to see me play, you know, on a stream or in a video, shoot it in the chat. That's how I get feedback from you guys and what I should do. And I'd like to know from you guys. All right, so this is a very, very basic design. And like I said, we're going to put down a dark chocolate decking. So that's going to be really, really nice right there. And then we're going to send that design sky high, my friends. So let me kind of freshen this up just a little bit, work on kind of this interior piece, start adding the details, concretify it, with, of course, with water, and then start kind of poking in just a little bit of grass like this, and then grabbing out some of these and kind of making these cool little shapes across here. I really think this is going to be a really cool and really unique design. And yeah, so let me work on this a little bit and I'll be right back. Trying a few different designs here. The reason being is that originally I was going to do the apartment levels. Each floor had the exact same design from the ground all the way to the top. It would have been something a little different than the other builds, which, you know, have more of a unique lobby level, and then it goes on and upwards with these particular designs. So those would be like the apartment condos. This is kind of the entryway. And with this, I wanted to do something different. I wanted those to be at the bottom all the way to top. Of course, it's going to be a shorter skyscraper, but in the end, I don't think it was going to look that great. So I decided to change it up, and that's a good lesson in building and design, is don't be afraid to throw out what you already built. Don't hold it dear to your heart, because that's just the, like, you just don't become sentimental to the design until it's all the way done. Don't be afraid to tear it out, build it up, tear it out, build it up till you get exactly what you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this up too high. So these are two sections. So that makes it a little bit bigger, and then will allow us to have a doorway going into here. And I want the front and the back to be symmetrical. So we have like a pathway going out the back and the same pathway going out of the front to the road. So I think this is going to be a better design. Now, of course, we're going to have this green right there in this section here. So what I'm going to do is about halfway across, going to build something up there. So let's scaffold up there a little bit and just play around a little bit. Let's actually not go in the middle. Let's do just one block above that, and we'll pull it outwards like this. And I already noticed a design opportunity. So something like this could work. And the reason why I decided to make it a little bit bigger at the bottom is it just acts as a little bit more of a forced perspective, rule of thirds, things along those lines. It looks better having it slightly higher and not even. It's just a little bit more pleasing to the eye than just directly in the middle. So I think that's going to be nice. And then from here up, it's a smaller window, and then the green starts and goes straight up. That's a solid design right there. Let me know if you think that. Let me know. Like, did you like the original design, which was just going to be, you know, like apartment up, 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 and not have a unique floor? Let me know. I just thought that was interesting. It's just kind of the process of design, right? It's just a constant evolution of change and wonder. All right, guys, let me work on this a little bit, and finally, we can start working on those apartment windows. Welcome back, and the front and the back are now assembled, but as I was taking flight here, I noticed that our fountains are starting to get a little bit low on arrows. So I'm just kind of moving around here so you guys could see that. So they're a little bit low. So I guess some of them do despawn, or maybe they get bounced off of the pad and then they despawn. That might actually be the case there. But let's land here very ungracefully. And you guys can see that I've got these. Why am I in a fern? This isn't hardcore. So as you guys can see, this section right here is looking really, really cool. So we've got the grass growing in there. We had the white concrete sticking out with the quartz on top of it, and then the green in the back. So I think that, hey, man, I'm really excited about that. This section right here could use a little bit of sprucing up. I'm kind of envisioning potentially some white panes kind of hanging on it. So it's kind of like holding up the awning a little bit. I think we could come up with something that kind of makes that look a little bit nicer. But the true and spectacular design is that I want to work on now is the right and left side of the building, which is going to incorporate a very modern and green style, which is very popular in cities right now. So each section will be an entirely green facade, right? Similar to what we did in each one of the little corners. So right there and over there. And then on that, we're going to take white concrete and we're going to make these little crisscross shapes all the way up. And then on that, we're going to have, of course, the leaves attached to it like a vine structure. And it's just going to be super, super unique. And I'm incredibly excited about that. So let's push back through here real quick and we'll do just a quick little spin around. There we go. And then, of course, we'll start working on the individual windows that go up here after that. But it'll take a while to build each one of those. And I think the best way of showing you this full design and especially see how it unfolds is super fast build mode, my friends. So let's hit it and unfold this in speed. End of super fast build mode, and we've got the right and the left side of the building set up and ready to go with its beautiful pattern and the vines or the leaves growing on the sides. And yeah, absolutely love that design. I hope you like it also, but it's time now to work on the front and the back because it's a little breezy in the center there. So I've got a couple ideas now. It'll be flanking, of course, you know, 2 apartment designs with a balcony and a window, of course. And then the center will be 3 wide with our kind of organic pattern that goes straight on up. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. So let's scaffold on up and get it busy together. And as we work here, I want to talk about the podcast. I've spoke quite a bit about it on the live streams, but I haven't mentioned on YouTube videos, but the podcast is a Disney podcast that my brother and I are doing, and we have finally set it up, and it's going really well. Like, me and him are having a ton of fun doing this, and yeah, it's really kind of a fun experience. It's a little bit different than making YouTube videos and stuff like that, so it's a fun experience. It's a big learning experience, and I think it's always great to learn and always try to, you know, learn new things, and that's kind of what it is. Really good for me. It's also great because it's something my brother and I can do together. He lives very far from me, so whenever there's something like this that we can do together is it's really cool to do. And so it's a Disney podcast, of course, and it gives me a place to talk about all the Disney stuff that I don't want to bore you guys with. Like, I could go on about Disney stuff forever. I could just talk about it, and eventually you guys will just leave me and I'll just be all alone. I'll just be here all alone, just talking about Disney. But anyway, it's a fun experience. And if you guys are interested in the podcast, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. I'm going to count this real quick. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you guys can check it out. So far we have a YouTube channel, the SoundCloud account, a Stitcher thing, and iTunes and the Google Plays of some kind. So we've got it all set up for whatever you guys listen to your podcasts on. So yeah, I'm quite excited about it. We have a lot of plans for the future. We're slowly growing it. We're only 2 episodes in, so we're just kind of getting our feet wet, if you will, and we'll soon be fully moving ahead with all sorts of fun plans with it. We'll soon be introducing like segments to the podcast. So at the beginning of the podcast, we'll have the Kingdom Cable, and that'll be about, you know, news stories. Like, we'll both have a news story, and then we'll have a main topic of the podcast, and then we'll move into potentially like a user suggestion, something that the viewers have want to talk about, or something along those lines. And I think that'll be really fun. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. And like I said, I think the best thing about it is just the fact that I get to hang out with my brother, and it just gives us something to do together. When, you know, of course, like I said, he lives very far away, and it's just really fun. And I hope you guys get a chance to just check it out. Just check it out if you guys want to. I know it's probably not up it's like 90% of you guys have like no interest in this. But, you know, if you want, check it out. It's a really fun thing. I don't make as many mistakes as I do in my videos. Another one. Just another Scar mistake. Another one too. And that's okay. That's fine. We all make Scar mistakes once in a while in our lives. There we go. So I'm gonna put that all the way over there. Bam! Nice. And then we'll run this guy all the way across here, and we'll have 2 beautiful balconies sticking straight sky high, which is going to be amazing. But yeah, I really do hope that the podcast is something we do, you know, continuously. And I really do think it's going to be something like that. And because my brother's super motivated, I'm super motivated, and we've got some decent feedback, like some good feedback, and that encourages us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and good feedback in terms of especially ideas for how to do it better. And that's what's important, is always to give somebody nice, like constructive feedback on something, and it really helps, you know, so you better what you do. Like, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for some early constructive criticism and feedback that I had gotten in my videos that made them to what they are today, which is barely better, but passable. All right, so let's fly down here, shoot on up to the sky, and look at our handiwork. Oh, I'm loving that. That is really, really cool. So let's think about this centerpiece, right? So we have this center section in here, and this definitely needs some work. So give me a couple of seconds. Let me work on this top portion. So I'll add another balcony right here, same as at the top. I'll work on this, come up with how I want to do such a thing. Welcome back. And can you tell the difference between the right and the left sides? There's a little change, which I think makes a big difference. And there it is. It is the cyan beam that goes across. So what I've done is I've moved the gray pillar down by 1 and then inserted a 2 block wide cyan pillar across. And I think that makes a huge difference right there. It just sets the original, you know, the lobby level here aside from the top, and it just gives it a little bit more perspective. It looks, I think, better than this side, but I'm also curious to know from you, which one do you like better? Do you like the left or do you like the right? So in the comments, hashtag left, hashtag right, let me know what you guys think is your preferred, you know, style. I think I'm leaning towards the left just because, like I said, it gives it a little bit of separation from the bottom to the top, and I think that looks pretty cool. So one thing, once we continue to move these up, which we're going to do in just a moment, you know, all the way to the top, we've got to think about the roof line. And I kind of neglected that a little bit. So kind of need to think about that. And I have a strange idea. So what if we take this design right here and we cut out an upside down triangle right here all the way up and remove that, and that's the roof. Like, it's just completely the opposite of all of our flat top roofs around these buildings here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, all of our buildings, oh, well, no, we've got that one that has a slightly rounded roof, but it is flat at the top. This is like Los Angeles. Every single building has a flat top on it and a helipad. So, that's interesting. I think what we could do, yeah, we could do something interesting up there. And I think that actually would be kind of interesting to do that upside down triangle. So, my friends, it's once again time to hit super fast build mode, and we're gonna send these apartment windows all the way to the top. So hit it one more time. End of super fast build mode, and we now have completed our entire skyscraper today, which is amazing. We got that all done together, and I'm loving every bit of it, except for one little thing. I made one small mistake, unfortunately, so let's stick our landing here. And as you guys can see, the top part, I love how it cuts in right there. So the problem is I was supposed to kind of build this up a little further so that that cut down right there didn't interfere with the top story of the building, which it does. So small little mistake. I might be able to reverse it eventually, but for now, I think the design is solid. Like, I'm very, very pleased with the design. So let's actually see what this looks like from the street. So we'll come on down here with all of our cats. I love it. It's got this wild organic feel to it, which I think is really unique compared to all the other buildings, which is a little bit more symmetrical and manicured, I guess would be the right word. Whereas this building's a little bit unique, right? It's a little bit different. It's got a different vibe to it, which I really, really like. And then down below, there's a few changes I'm contemplating with the structure, and that is potentially removing these cyan pieces right here and replacing them with the dark concrete. And the reason being is it might draw your eye a little bit more to this part right here so that you can see that's the entrance into the building. So that is something I might work on. Also, this is the greatest mob spawner because I'm also the greatest mob spawner builder in Minecraft, unintentionally, as always. I have no idea what I'm doing, but apparently I do it because every time night has falls upon Scarlandia, all these little platforms here become filled with mobs, creepers, skeletons, zombies galore, all waiting to get you. Oh man, I'm really happy with this design and I hope you guys are too. I think it's this little pattern with all the little concrete pieces has really, really come together well, and it makes me super, super happy. So let's fly up here as we launch our last rocket and look down at our build. And yeah, I think that came out really cool. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. It is very, very exciting for me to be back here in Scarlandia working on the base to finish it for you. And I hope it inspires you for your own modern builds and your cities. And until next time, we'll see you later. And if you believe the video deserves a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe because you may just become scarred for life.